Hi guys, it's me again, and I'm very tired. It's late at night, but I felt like it'd be a good idea to try to get in one video because I want to get some updates done. But thank you for returning to my channel. Please remember to like and subscribe, and thumbs up this video if you like to see more tag videos so that I know that you like them. So the one that I'm doing I found was kind of interesting. I haven't seen many of them on YouTube, but I found this one, which is the dream tag, and I'm gonna be looking down every once in a while just so I can like read the questions. So I know you don't care. Anyway, so the first question is, how often do you have dreams? Well, all my life I've had very, very vivid dreams, some very, very scary, lucid dreams. I've experienced sleep paralysis. I mean, I've had a lot of different experiences with dreams. So I have a lot of dreams, but lately, since I got the smoky quartz and I've been putting it under my pillow so I could not have bad dreams and not have attacking feelings from sleep paralysis and stuff, because that was something that was really bothersome and happening a lot. So I was pretty much open to trying anything that would help. And when I went to a new age shop, they said to just grab a couple stones. They were like $1, no big deal. If I gotta grab one, what's it gonna hurt? Worst case scenario, it'll be a cool little trinket I could give to my son, whatever. So I grabbed it, and I'm surprised. And I got one for my son as well and put one under his pillow. He doesn't know what's there. And I haven't heard of any night terrors, any type of nightmares, anything. So, who knows? I really don't know how it works. I don't get it. I mean, I know it comes down to like the vibration of the stone, and it goes into so much stuff I really don't know much about. So, off to number 2. What is the best dream you've ever had? I think I can't specifically name a dream that I really, really liked, but types of dreams I like are like the ones where I'm like in an adventure, something like you would see in a movie, basically, where you're like going through all these hurdles and struggles to get to the end, to beat the bad guys, and you're like a hero. I have many dreams kind of like that. I don't know what that means. If any of you out there are like really good with like sleep analysis and all that, or I'm sorry, dream analysis, let me know maybe what that means. Also, dreams of like freedom of flying. So, okay, number 3, worst dream you've ever had. Well, I know, because I've read ahead before, that there's a better answer for one of these other questions, but it would also fit the worst dream as well. So I'm going to have to pick something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the worst dream, and it still sticks in my head now, so that's how bad it was. And it's obviously, I'm going to tell you what it is, and then you're not going to really think it's that big of a deal, because it's like when you're in that moment, it's so much more scary, and it's just, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just, when you're in that moment and you're experiencing it, it's way scarier than if somebody's telling you a dream that they had, and you're like, well, it's a dream for one, so it's not real, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's like you just experienced something kind of tragic in real life. At least for me, it's like almost like a memory that I had experienced like in my life, because it impacted me in such a way that it was like real. So I was living up north at this time, and we were in a camper, and I don't know, I never saw like Freddy Krueger or any type of horror movies or anything like that, but I maybe overheard something, like, at nighttime when my parents, like, were playing, like, a movie or something, because my room was, like, just right down the hall from the living room. So maybe I just kind of overheard this, because I don't know how else I would have had this come out. It's about 8 years old. And I was constantly having bad dreams. But in my room, I had gone, like, looking for my parents in their room. I couldn't find them. Then I walked back towards my room in the hallway, looked into my room, and then on the bed, but to his back, facing me, his back was, towards me, it was my brother laying on the bed. As I was looking at my brother on the bed, I'm thinking, like, why is he on the bed? And then I look, and then he comes running down the hallway towards me. And then I remember going, well, if that's my brother, who's that? And then it flipped right over. Right? It had these long hands, and I guess it's kind of like Freddy Krueger, but it wasn't. Like, when I saw Freddy Krueger, like, finally when I was older, it wasn't like that. Like, that was, like, corny, like, how his hands grew. This was creepy as fuck. It was long, like, hands that probably were going about 6 feet ahead, and they were, like, wiggly, kind of, like, flimsy, no, like, bone kind of thing. And they were, like, all just, like, going, like, after me, like that. And it flipped over. And when I asked, who is that? It flipped over and it said, your worst nightmare. And it just freaked me out. And I remember backing up with my brother down the hallway as it was coming towards me. Now, this might get into another question I had, but, like, as a child, I used to have extreme bad night terrors, sleepwalking, doing very odd things in my sleep. And during this experience, my parents had found me crawling on my knees all the way down the hall to their bedroom in my sleep. I wasn't awake. That thing, like, for some reason, I had a problem with that thing where your body's supposed to be at rest and know, like, not to work, to act out dreams. But, like, when I was younger, and it's gotten better as I've gotten older, but as I was younger, I was acting out my dreams very often, and sleepwalking. It was, and doing creepy things, like I said, like crawling down the hall. We'll go on to the next question, since I really got into depth on that one. My voice is completely, like, gone out. Sorry. Now, have you had any reoccurring dreams? Oh, recurring dreams. I feel like I do, but I'm not sure. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have the same problem, but I do have kind of like that deja vu sometimes, where I feel like I've had this dream before. It's usually when I wake up and I recall it, and I think, like, am I picking up where I left off in this dream that I had maybe, like, a couple weeks ago? But I gotta get better at writing them down, because then I would be able to see a timeline of, like, okay, I never did actually have this dream. It just felt like I was having this dream. So, as far as that question, I'm really not sure about it. So, next question is, do you have trouble remembering your dreams? Well, as I've already gotten into, I really don't have that hard of a time to remember my dreams, especially if I just wake up, or it was like something very just like wham, like in your face, like very I don't know what word to describe it. It was very, like, powerful, something that was really memorable, something scary, something really good, a conversation, all kinds of things. So yeah, I can remember my dreams for the most part. And the nights that I feel like I have no dreams, I know I must have dreams, but they're being blocked somehow, so that I don't know. But if they're bad dreams and they're being blocked so that I don't remember them for a reason, to protect myself or whatever, to, like, my subconscious to, like, protect me, that's okay with me. So next question is, have you ever had a deja vu? I already got into this moment. of a dream that you may have had. And yeah, like I said, I feel that I've had deja vu dreams. 7. Has any of your dreams actually occurred and reality predicted the future? I actually was going to do a story time on this, but I figure I'll just throw it in this. You may or may not believe me, but I swear this still to this day freaks me out because I cannot believe that this happened. And I sometimes go back and try to think, because I was about 14, I believe. 13, 14, something like that. And this dream was very traumatic to me, where I woke up, I had my very first like panic attack, heart racing, breathing problems, had to like try to calm myself down, sweat dripping down my face, my body was just trembling. It was horrific, and it felt so real. In my old house, and like I said, it was about 14, 13, something like that, I was in the kitchen doing dishes, and somebody knocked on the door. So I walked to the door, and there is a glass in the door. And when I looked through it, it looked like it was my uncle. And he had like this very round face and kind of scruffiness, gray hair, and a heavy set kind of guy, but not a huge, but heavy set. Now, I thought nothing of opening the door. I opened the door, and the man looked at me, and I realized once I was kind of stunned, like kind of like that, you know, the wrong kind of spin kind of thing, because you're like, whoa, like, that was not what you expected. You expected to see your uncle, but it was a totally different guy there, and you just opened a door to a stranger. And he looked at me completely blank. And he looks at me like this, and he says, I heard that you want to be dead. And just looked at me. I just freaked when I just, like, the shock hit me, like, what the fuck? Like, that's like a threat to me. That's not cool. Like, that's some fucked up shit. So I, like, was pushing to hold the door, and he was pushing back to push the door open as I'm pushing it, and I was using, like, all my might, and I was, like, freaking out, and I was screaming for my mother from upstairs and screaming for help. And then I woke up. Now, I woke up, and like I said, I had, you know, sweat dripping down my face. My heart was racing. I was having a panic attack, and it was awful. I couldn't go back to sleep for the rest of the night. I think it was around like 2 or 3 in the morning. I did not go back to sleep that night at school the next day. Now, because this was so vivid, it was stuck in my mind. Like, that face just was so, like, embedded in my mind. And the most weirdest thing happened. For school, if any of you did this, like, for language arts, we did do current events. So I was going through the newspaper and looking through for some current events that I'd like to do. As I was doing it, I found a newspaper where it showed a man that looked just like the guy in my dream. The photograph of him, and he was in Florida, and what he had done is he had broken into a woman's house that was a dancer and supposedly cut her arms and legs off. I don't know if he killed her, or if it killed her, or if they saved her, or what, but that he brutally did all this stuff to her. And it makes me wonder, like, did I predict that? Like, was that me in her shoes at that time with him? Did he say that to her when he came to the door? Like, I wish I knew more about that, like what he said, because I would like to know if, like, that was like a prediction dream. That's the only dream I've ever had that was like a prediction dream, and it was crazy. And I have the clipping still somewhere, and it creeps me out, because once I saw that clipping, I cut it right out. Nobody believed me. They all thought it was just a story, but, like, this is stuck in my head for so long, and it was insane. I've never had any type of thing like that ever happen since. It would be kind of cool. I mean, I don't want to, like, predict murders or anything, or, like, stuff like that, but, like, maybe predict something of more value or something. I don't know. So, moving on. Just a few more questions and we'll be done. This video is getting long. I'm sorry. Apologize. So, next question is, have you ever experienced a lucid dream? Oh my god, of course. And I actually have a funny story where it's the only one I really could, like, I have had a couple lucid dreams, but this one's like the most lucid dream, and it was pretty funny how I reacted. Now, I was in about 5th grade, I believe, and I had a really good friend that she kind of wimpy, you know. She was always kind of like my little sidekick, you know, kind of thing. So anyway, in my dream, all I can remember is like a bunch of stuff happened, but this is the point that matters. We were sitting in my bathroom of my house, and I looked at her and I said, "You know this is all a dream, right?" And she looked at me and she goes, "No, what are you talking about?" And I said, "Seriously." And I went and I punched her in the arm, and I see, it doesn't hurt because it's a dream. And she goes, "Ow, that hurt." And it was so funny because I just responded with, "Well, you're just a wuss anyway." So it's like, and that's why I remember the dream. But it was the funniest thing that I knew I was in the dream. And not only did I know I was in the dream, but I told my friend I was in the dream. And then I tried to prove to her we were in a dream together by punching. I swear, I never asked her because it was so weird, and I thought she was just going to think I was a weirdo. But I've always wanted to know if she had, if she had ever actually had a dream where I did that to her, where I punched her in the arm or something. That would have been really kind of funny. Next question is, can you wake yourself up from nightmares? I wish I could. I wish I could. I've had some brutal nightmares, like bloody, gory, horrible, like getting attacked most of the time. Usually it's like a lot of dreams are like things that are not what they seem, and then it turns out to be something really bad. And I know it must be like trust issues stuff. I swear it really is. Last question is, can you control your dreams? Well, like in that instance where I was talking to my friend, like, yes, I can control that dream. I've had, I think, maybe just very few, very few, like barely, I can't even really remember, but I know I have had a dream where I did remember, I did have a dream where I did have some type of power over what was going on, and it was so cool because in a dream you can do anything you want, and I think it was something where I started to fly or just do something that you can't normally do, and I was like, I'm in a dream, like it was lucid, and I was able to control the dream, so I was like, I can fly, and I was flying and looking over everything, and it was just so cool, and they knew I was in a dream, so I wasn't going to get hurt, because it's like, I wish we had that type of freedom in real life. It would be really cool. But, excuse my voice for this video, and I hope that you like the tag, and I tag all of you, because I'm very curious, and please, if you could, link your video response in the comment sections, because I would like to watch them if you want to be a part of this tag. I'd love to see responses and see what your answers are. And I think that's about it. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you all. Bye.